And welcome back. Few people look forward to the aging process, especially when common traits can come with it, such as balding, expanding waistlines, and fatigue. Well, a new book is trying to help men tackle the aging process and regain your youth. Joining me now is author and nutritionist Brad King. First of all, thank you so much for coming in today.
Hey, my pleasure.
First off, I love the title of this book, Beer Belly Blues.
Thank you. Well, you know, it's really, it's a very technical thing that does happen to the majority of men after the age of 30, believe it or not. And 30 is not very old chronologically speaking when you really think about it. But what happens to the average man after the age of 30 is we lose a great deal of our male hormone levels, primarily our testosterone levels. And it's not uncommon for us to lose about 1% of our testosterone every year after the age of 30. So by about the time of retirement age, we're really lucky to produce maybe 50% of what we produced at the peak of our vitality in our youth, and that is when we were in our 20s. The reason I called it Beer Belly Blues is because, you know, I wanted it to be a little fun for men, because unfortunately when I was doing the research, a lot of men don't read. They don't read nearly as much as women do, and you know, women are the nurturers of our society. They always have been. They still are, even though they're holding down the same jobs and sometimes even harder jobs than we're doing. But the main thing is, I think women get sick and tired of having men do absolutely nothing about the problems in their life, and they become proactive and they go out, and this is why 70% of the people buying this book on men's health are women. And you know, Beer Belly Blues is really male menopause or andropause, and this is something that's been spoken about in the medical literature since the early 1950s, since 1952. So it's a very real phenomenon that's going on, and men really need to know about it.
You talk about so many different topics in this book. Was there one that you really enjoyed writing about? Like, I know you talk about all sorts of different health things, with nutrition as well, cancer even.
Yeah.
Was there one topic that you really enjoyed writing about?
Well, you know, not that I enjoyed writing about it. I mean, I dedicated the book to my father because my father passed away from cardiovascular disease and prostate cancer. And, you know, a lot of men are still under the assumption that testosterone equates to a bigger prostate or prostate problems such as benign prostatic hyperplasia or prostate cancer. And doctors are still taught to this day in medical school that testosterone is like throwing gasoline onto a fire. It really exacerbates the problem. And all of the research, I couldn't find any research to back that up. As a matter of fact, Harvard urologists have now gone on record, actually just last year, saying that it's estrogen that's creating the majority of the problem, and men should be tested for low testosterone, not high testosterone, because testosterone is very friendly to a man's prostate. And I dedicate a full chapter to that. You know, there's some fun chapters like the man boob syndrome or the moob, whatever you want to call it. But you know, this is a very real thing that goes on with men as well, because most men don't realize that as they're losing this valuable hormone of testosterone, they're gaining estrogen. And men in North America can actually produce more estrogen than the average woman of retirement age. So it's a very big problem. And of course, they're going to get breast tissue from that.
And what I really found interesting when reading is you have all these stats and all this research, but you also have this fictional character whose name's Fred, who goes through so many different scenarios, including, you know, the prostate exam and that sort of thing.
The dreaded rubber glove.
Yeah, exactly, which I thought was really interesting. Did you have fun with this character?
Well, you know,
it's fictional.
I did, because it's the first time I've ever written a book in this manner, and I wanted it to be fun because, you know, I didn't want men to read it and go, oh, this is just full, you know, chock full of scientific information, boring. There's a lot of books like that. So I wanted it to be relatable, and that's why I had this jock, you know, that was a jock in high school, and he had completely lost it. He's going to his 25th high school reunion, and he's completely out of shape, and he represents the majority of men in North America after the age of 40, unfortunately. But you know, he gets his life back, and it's an interesting journey, but at the same time there's a lot of very important information in the book, and I show men how to get back that gusto and their sexuality, and how they don't have to suffer from things like ED or prostate disease or lose their hair. They don't have to suffer from the belly fat. You know, they can do it through the right type of food, not dieting. I don't believe in dieting. Also supplementation and the right type of exercise. So all of that is in the book.
We're slowly running out of time here, but I want to talk to you about, you have a lecture this evening as well at the
Yes.
Medicine Hat Lodge, right? Tell us, for people that are interested in going, what it's all going to be about.
Well, it's for men and women. It's not on Beer Belly Blues. I may just touch on the subject, but it's really about stress and how stress makes us fat, keeps us fat, ruins our energy levels, and really sets us up for the majority of illnesses that so many people suffer from in North America. And it's about really how to regain your energy levels without needing a metabolic fix like caffeine to get yourself through the day.
All right, excellent. Thank you so much, Brad, for coming in today.
My pleasure.
Especially on your birthday as well.
You had to mention that, eh?
Of course, happy birthday.
Thank you.
Brad, of course, is the author of Beer Belly Blues, and he'll be speaking at the Lodge tonight at 7 o'clock. Now, here's a look at what we're working on for the Chat Television News tonight at 5:30. We check in with the health of the city as officials will release the latest financial report for Medicine Hat and the final one before next month's election. With construction detouring traffic away from College Drive, are motorists taking the wrong route to avoid the area? And the Junior B Cubs held their inter-squad game of the weekend. Liam Nixon will recap that match. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you right back here at 5:30, of course. And taking a quick look at the 5-day forecast, partly cloudy for tomorrow and 16 degrees, and also partly cloudy for Wednesday as well and 17. A chance of seeing some rain for Thursday, the high 14. A little cooler for Friday and for Saturday, though. Partly cloudy on Friday, 9 degrees, 12 degrees on Saturday. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you right back here at 5:30.
Salon services provided by Sunshine Nails, a business built one nail at a time.
She thinks paint should have low VOCs and be mould and mildew resistant. He thinks paint should be durable and washable, for obvious reasons. And he thinks paint should go on by itself while he watches